Todd Grisham alongside me. So, Terrence Bud.
This bout is
not too many. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Did you see the nerves on the fight stepping into the ring, Tom? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. How about that time counter shot? This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Land that jab. That uppercut can't get through. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Another scoring shot there. Punch, counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. In that one. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again or your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Nice counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Caution being thrown to the wind. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. No, we don't see a knockdown.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to fight?
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up, they've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round.
Come on.
The bell rings, and we start the third. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Which fighter will say no mas? It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Well done with that counter shot. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Nice stop, but that won't score. The jab doesn't quite connect. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he scores with the counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Now you've got 2 fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Beautiful counter punch. A swing and a miss with that jab. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. When are we going to see a jab from these two? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Back at it in round 4. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Swing and a miss with that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It could all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Just misses with that jab. The straight right just misses. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking, because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Holding nothing back here in the round. You'd like to see more jabs. Can't find a home in that jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Relax now. All that work in.
Time for the 5th round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The perfect counter lands. Nice counter shot. You don't see a lot of welterweights. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
Even I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whoa, wait a minute. Crawford in trouble. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Both men step back for just a moment. We need to turn this around halfway through.
Is that ever hope? Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He should be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Both men step back for just a moment. you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Swing and a miss for that jab. The jab doesn't quite connect. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. Let's talk about Crawford in that lap. On to the 6th round. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not down twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Good counter punching. Beautiful counter shot. Nice job blocking the hook. No rest for the weary. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. The straight right just misses. Good counter punch. Blocks the left uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You'd like to see more jabs. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round.
That's his round.
There's the bell to start round 7. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be... And you can see it right here. That body shot sent them down, and they weren't getting up.
Wet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we continue.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Round 8, and we're off again. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well done with that counter shot. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Both men step back for just a moment. They block the hook. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. to see more jabs. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. No surprise there, a unanimous decision.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan. What a result.